Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam has given us many values that if we were to adopt them, then many of our issues and problems we face together as a community would be a lot easier. In a hadith by Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he says that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, and these are beautiful instructions by the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Often as Muslims, we disregard the most basic advice of our beloved Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and we focus on those things that are also from the hadith, but sometimes without realizing, sometimes with knowing, things that only favor us with a biased approach. But if we could look at the advice of our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a way that we want to take in everything that he says for the betterment of ourselves and our souls, then that would have a more greater impact in our life. Thereby, when we meet our Creator, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we ourselves be standing alone, we could say, look, we did our best. We read and we learnt and we to try to practice, not because of any selfish reasons, but rather to fulfill the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here in this hadith, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, we may have heard parts of it, but this is the old version. I'll just read the English. That the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, first thing he says is, first instruction, beware of suspicion. Beware of suspicion, for suspicion is the greatest falsehood. This is the first instruction he gives. Whether I get to the end, I don't know, but whatever we get, inshallah, will benefit. He gives the first instruction, beware of suspicion, because suspicion is the greatest falsehood. Falsehood. Why did he say falsehood? One of the explanations, this is me giving the explanation, because suspicion is falsehood from the outset, because you're suspecting someone for no reason. We shouldn't be in a position of having this suspicion about anyone, unless we're in a position and we have some reason to do so. Otherwise, this instruction that the Prophet gives is a general statement in the sense that a person should not have this disease of suspecting people all the time. And sometimes some people do have that, shall I call it, problem, this issue of always going too deep and suspecting someone too much. And many times, I don't know the statistics, but I'm just saying many times there are issues between husband and wife suspecting the husband too much, or the husband suspecting the wife too much, and it leads to problems. So one needs to avoid this sin, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in the Quran, وَلَا تَجَسَّسُوا. It's not, not spying one another, not being suspecting someone for no reason. The Prophet says in the next one, the next instruction, he says, do not try to find fault in one another. Do not try to find fault in one another. Don't be in that situation where you're always trying to pick out someone's fault. We should concern ourselves with ourselves. And when a person concerns himself with himself, he'll have less time to look at other people's fault. And most definitely, most of us, if we were to concern ourselves with our shortcomings, it would be a very humbling experience. Because none of us would want to put out in the open our inside, letting people know. Allah has concealed this as a favor to us. If one concerns himself in the uyub, in the faults of himself, he will not find time to find faults in other people. And this is also a very big problem, especially, I cannot speak for the Arab community, but the Asian community, that We are very good at this, finding faults. And we take time out to talk about other people's faults. And unfortunately, a person can do something for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and there is no thankfulness there. But the moment that person slips, we bombard ourselves in the fault finding of that person. This is something we need to instill in our community in trying to raise people and reminding people of their goodness. There's nothing wrong with praising someone in their face, in the sense that as long as it's not flattery. Flattery is haram. And there's a difference between flattery and building up someone's morale and reminding them that they are of good service in whatever field they are, as long as you don't flatter them. The Prophet ﷺ, in one of his last speeches in the masjid, he was giving a speech, and he said, I have paid everyone's debt back. Anyone who's done something for me, I paid you back, except for one person. That is Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He was praising him in front of everyone in a congregation. And he says, I can't pay Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu back, because he's done too much. But Allah will pay him back. That is a praise. The Prophet said to Mu'adh ibn Jabal, "Oh Mu'adh, I love you for the sake of Allah." He praised him. How do you think? Imagine for a moment, how did these Sahaba feel? The happiness that they felt in being congratulated by the best of all creation when the Prophet ﷺ says this to them. There are many examples where the Prophet will say something to Sahaba specifically. Oh Bilal, what did you do that I can hear your footsteps in Jannah ahead of me? How do you think Bilal radiallahu anhu felt in his heart? How do you think the group of Ansar felt when he said, when they were sad, they thought that the Prophet would not come back with them? He said, look, if you lot went through a valley, I would go through that valley, I would leave everyone aside. How do you think their morale was boosted when the Prophet praised them? There's nothing wrong with constructive praise, but this is something we need to also instill as a community and individually to do. And then the Prophet ﷺ says, do not spy on one another. And spying comes after you suspect someone. And sometimes some people reach a level, such a high level of spying, spouse spying on spouse and friends, and it's not a good thing. The Prophet ﷺ says, do not vie with one another, i.e. in the dunya. It's not a healthy thing to do either. Trying to keep up with someone who has a better car than you, or whose business is flourishing, and you're wondering what is he doing, or wondering why has he got a 4-bedroom house or a 5-bedroom house, what is he doing? And he just perturbs you, disturbs you. You can't sleep in the night because he's doing so well, forgetting to be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In this current status, okay, I'm not an economic expert, but I think for most of us, we know how the pound has fallen, and we're worried about inflation. When people talk about it, and there's so much depression going on, people sharing things, and the economic crisis, and how we're going to survive, and the electricity and the gas bill is going so high. And yes, we need to be aware, and it's good, but sometimes we talk about things that we can't really practically do anything about. So I say this personally, so I say this to you as a congregation, that one person, as a group of one person, was sharing these messages that, we're going to have it tough after October, inflation is rising, things are going to get expensive. And I said, generally, and that person, look, from the basic angle, look, there's two things, there's two kinds, groups of people now. They're going to be. There are some who are doing well off. And to be more specific, end of the year they make a certain amount of savings, 2,000, whatever. They are well off. They are also mourning. But they are mourning because they're not going to make the amount of saving that they used to. They're not going to suffer. They're just going to make less compared to how much. If they were making £10,000 savings, they might be making £5,000 savings. They'll still afford. There is no way these people will cut down, maybe a little bit here and there, depending how stingy they are, but cut down on food if they have the money. Cut down on the, maybe buy a lower car or something. No. These are the first type of people. They are also mourning. And these people are mourning the most because they somehow feel it the most. And then there's a second group who will feel it really hard. And I'm not talking about in Afghanistan or Burma or something. Here, they'll feel it really hard. They're just about getting by. They may have to cut down on their food. There are old people who might not have to put the heating on as much, or probably not at all, or probably wrap a blanket around. That's the second type of people. If you are from the former, then don't forget to do one thing, because you are doing a certain type of kufr, and that is you're not being grateful for being from the former group, because you still have everything, and the second group that doesn't. You just agree that is instilled in you that because you used to do a certain type of lifestyle, you had this much savings, but now you don't. And it just takes you aback. But you forget there's another group who are literally struggling. Here, they don't have no savings. They have to borrow money. And then you forget to be grateful. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, be grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the bounties that He's given you. So this is a type of kufr. Kufr means that you hide something, and you are hiding the ni'mah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we should be very careful. Life will take its journey, and we are those who are in this journey to benefit. Life is a journey, and you are in this journey, like it or not. It will stop at a time when you don't know, and you will be off that journey. You are observer, and you are the one who is supposed to benefit from this journey. And the way you benefit is making the maximum benefit from the things that come in your way. Just a simple example. Maximum benefit from the thing that comes in the way. And this is what I said 2 weeks ago, that life is either going to be all good for you, or either you're going to have bad times. Simply, that's it. It's either going to be good times for a short while, or it's either going to be bad times. Some people will have it loads of good times, and some people have loads of bad times, and that's the way it is. But we are not in control of that. Some things, yes, we are responsible. We are responsible for the effort that we put in. We have to put the effort, but the outcome is up to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we have to benefit, and the only way we can benefit is making the best. That the Prophet says 2 weeks ago, that said, "Ajaban li amri al-mu'min." The outstanding is the affair of the believer, that when he is in good times, he is grateful. And when he is grateful, he is getting reward for it. And when he is at times of hardship, difficulty, he is patient. And when he is being patient, he is getting reward for it. So if you want to win, then you have to maximize the benefit by controlling this being, this state of ours, and building this conscience and awareness of what Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam want from us. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, don't be angry. That's another instruction. Actually, before that, he said, don't be jealous. Jealousy is a miserable trait that will kill you from inside. And again, it's not a practical characteristic. You can't do nothing about it. And if you did, that's even worse. What I mean is, if you're jealous of someone and you really want to do something about it, well, for a start, it's haram. And secondly, you're obviously going to harm that person you're jealous about. You've exceeded the limit. The Prophet said, don't be angry. I said it to the children, and I said, doesn't mean you never become angry, someone slaps you in the face. But practically, use your anger for a good purpose. And there are some people who get angry very quick. That's just a personal trait they have to control themselves. That's up to them. We have to control our personal akhlaq and manners. It's something that you always have to train. You always have to train yourself. Just like you have to train your body to be physically fit, you have to constantly train yourself. In another hadith, the Prophet says, إِنَّمَا الْعِلْمُ بِالتَّعَلُّمِ وَإِنَّمَا الْحِلْمُ بِالتَّحَلُّمِ. This is another hadith related to that, reminded me that knowledge is through learning. And hilm is like forbearance, patience, is through training. So some of us, I'll finish the rest next week inshallah. For some of us, you see, there's another hadith, it says, the Prophet says some of us are gifted. And that gift is just naturally being someone of forbearance and patience. It's a talent. You see some children, they're just so good. And you think, where did they get it from? Their mom and dad's not like that. The mom and dad themselves will say, where did you get this from? How are you so patient and so, controlling yourself? And then you got a brother who's just gets so angry, or your sister. This is a gift. Also, some people get it as a gift. But for most of us, For most of us, it doesn't come as a gift. And this is where we need to train ourselves. We train our children. Train ourselves mainly. Because if we don't train ourselves, then our children learn from this. So learning to train oneself. So when someone becomes angry, some people become very angry, you just have to control yourself. Some people become angry and they stay angry for a long time. You need to get over it. Do what you need to do and just move on. Don't be angry forever. Just solve the problem, do what you need to do, and just let it go. These are the practical advice the Prophet gives, and gives more, inshallah, I'll share with you next week. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to act upon what He said. I'd just like to finish with an announcement. Islamic Relief fundraiser will be outside, raising money for harvesting systems in Bangladesh. And they are building harvesting systems which cost approximately £400. They are raising money for rainwater. Hopefully with the rainwater, this will help the nourishing of the children, because water is very important, and this is a blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the brothers want more information, please talk to the brothers outside and give whatever you can. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us all the tawfiq.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله أشهد أن محمد رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
الحمد لله مستحق الحمد وأهله يجزي الصادقين بصدقهم من رحمته وفضله، ويجازي الكاذبين فيعاقبهم إن شاء بحكمته وعدله. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له في حكمته، وأشهد أن محمدًا عبده ورسوله أفضل خلقه صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم في هديه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد، أيها الناس، اتقوا الله تعالى واعلموا أنه قد شاع في كثير من الناس أخلاق سيئة من حصائد اللسان، فكثير منهم لا يبالون بالكذب ولا يحذرون من قول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن الكذب يهدي إلى الفجور وإن الفجور يهدي إلى النار، ولا يزال الرجل يكذب ويتحرى الكذب حتى يكتب عند الله كذابا. وقد جعل النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم الكذب من علامات النفاق، فقال: آية المنافق ثلاث: إذا حدث كذب، وإذا وعد أخلف، وإذا اؤتمن خان. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين، وعلى كل من تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فيا عباد الله، ومن الممكن أن المؤمن قد يكون جبانا وقد يكون بخيلا، لكن لا يكون كذابا بأي حال من الأحوال. فعن صفوان بن سليم رضي الله تعالى عنه أنه قال: قيل لرسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: أيكون المؤمن جبانا؟ فقال: نعم.
فقيل له أيكون المؤمن بخيلا؟ فقال نعم. فقيل له أيكون المؤمن كذابا؟ فقال لا. فقد قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ويل للذين يحدث بالحديث ليضحك به القوم فيكذب ويل له ويل له. وقال إذا كذب العبد تباعد عنه الملك ميلا من نتن ما جاء به. وقال أنا زعيم ببيت في ربض الجنة لمن ترك المراء وإن كان محقا، وببيت في وسط الجنة لمن ترك الكذب وإن كان مازحا، وببيت في أعلى الجنة لمن حسن خلقه. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد إن الله لا يهدي من هو مسرف كذاب. أقول قولي هذا أستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. سووا صفوفكم يرحمكم الله. Stand up, straight in line please.
الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. هيا على الصلاة هيا على الصلاة هيا على الفلاح هيا على الفلاح قد قامت الصلاة قد قامت الصلاة. الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله.
استووا اعتدلوا. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. فلا أقسم بما تبصرون وما لا تبصرون إنه لقول رسول كريم وما هو بقول شاعر قليلا ما تؤمنون ولا بقول كاهن قليلا ما تذكرون. تنزيل من رب العالمين. ولو تقول علينا بعض الأقاويل لأخذنا منه باليمين ثم لقطعنا منه الوتين فما منكم من أحد عنه حاجزين. وإنه لتذكرة للمتقين وإنا لنعلم أن منكم مكذبين وإنه لحسرة على الكافرين وإنه لحق اليقين. فسبح باسم ربك العظيم. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. والتين والزيتون وطور سينين وهذا البلد الأمين. لقد خلقنا الإنسان في أحسن تقويم ثم رددناه أسفل سافلين إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات فلهم أجر غير ممنون. فما يكذبك بعد بالدين. أليس الله بأحكم الحاكمين. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم